Today's message is not for everybody, but I wanted to make sure that I had an opportunity to address something that's been on my mind for a while, and that is something that was taken way out of context by some of the supervisors potentially within the Sheriff's Department. I'm an open book. I've encouraged any and all of you, if you want to sit down and talk, if you want to call me, if you have ideas, text me, call me. My number is pretty readily available online. And I apologize for those people who, this message doesn't apply to. But I had the idea a long time ago that why does the county restrict the deputy inspector and the inspector, the number 2 and 3 in command in the Sheriff's Department, to only within the department? It doesn't make sense. And the reason why it didn't make sense is because deputies can come from other departments through what's called a lateral transfer, or they can leave. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of people leave. We're going to talk about that in another video. But we can hire from outside for a lieutenant or a captain's position, but according to county ordinance, we can't do that for the DI and the inspector, as we call them. They have to come from within. And that didn't make sense to me. As a supervisor, as a leader, as a CEO of a company, you want to be able to hire the best candidates. Now, some people took that the wrong way, and I understand why. But I wanted to clarify in this video that my philosophy was never, especially early on in the election when everybody was asking, who's your number 2? Who's your number 2 going to be? And all the candidates were asked that. It was something very early on that people asked. I want you guys to know that there's a very specific process of assessment that we're going to go through once I win the election. It's going to take some time, but we're going to find out what everybody's strengths are, areas that they may need improvement in, and whether or not they're in the right seat, on the right bus, quite frankly. I am not coming in with an outside agenda. In fact, I'm working on some things that I think you'll find very interesting that'll come out in the next couple weeks. But there are really good people within that department, some of which I've trained in the academies over the years. I don't want you to feel like you won't have a chance under a Gescheidmeier administration, because that's simply not the case. The problem is, being an outside candidate, I'm not allowed to talk to anybody. In fact, they've done everything they can to keep me outside of the department. But the bottom line is, all of you will be assessed and evaluated, and we will help lead and grow you to whatever you want to do within the Sheriff's Department, just like we're going to do with deputies, whether they're new or seasoned. It's just the way I do things. We lead, we grow, and we develop. Just wanted to send that quick message to you guys to just make sure it's crystal clear where I'm coming from on this issue. By the way, I've reached out to a couple of you, and I've met a couple of you. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm an open book. I'm extremely transparent when it comes to what I believe we can do. And we'll go from there.